Hey guys, it's Honey, the fairy godmother of structure, also known as the sarcastic business babe, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. And today I just kind of want to talk to you about shattering those generational curses, breaking those chains, and getting rid of this self-sabotaging way of thinking. That's the reason why I have the shirt on right here. It says independent, and now you can't see the rest of it, but it says independent, thick, paid. The reason why I have the shirt on is because I want to tell you, a lot of times we tend to talk down to ourselves. We talk negatively, about things that we're trying to get done, and pretty much we end up bringing ourselves down before we start bringing ourselves up. And the reason that a lot of people tend to do that is because a lot of things you take from your past, whether it is how you were raised, the people that were around you, family and friends, life experiences, religious backgrounds, and it's just various things that come together that decide how you're going to be or how you think you're supposed to be. And, over the last few weeks here, I've been reading some pretty interesting books. I will start dropping those titles in the actual description of the video, so you can check for those later. But I've been reading some pretty interesting things, and I started realizing that a lot of times we tend to put our own selves in a box, and then society, they come right behind it with duct tape and seal it up. And what I mean by that is, based off of everything that has ever happened to you up until this very moment, up until you watching this video right now, is actually determining what you think your life is supposed to be. Whether it's from the house that you live in, whether it's from the car you drive, the job that you have, the friends that you have, the things that you do, the trips that you decide to take, all of that, you feel like, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's kind of like a status quo, or as we say in the streets, it's for clout. A lot of people have fallen into this and doing things just because they feel like they want the accolades that come along with them. But is that genuinely who you are? That's the question that you have to ask yourself each and every day. How independent is your thought? How independent is your way of thinking about your own life? Are you doing things because you're motivated to do them? Are you doing them because you genuinely want to do them? Or is your upbringing telling you, I must go to college, I have to go to this, particular school, or work at this particular company and do all of these great things? Or better yet, I have friends that, they're like, I don't want children. Some people are like, hey, I feel like I have to get married and have the kids and do all this. But guess what? Are you doing it because you want to do it, or are you doing it because society has made you feel that you have to do it? And see, that's what I said. That's a really deep question right there. And like I said, I'm challenging you. If you get nothing else from this video, please, and also don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I want to make sure that you learn how to think for yourself. That's a hard thing for most people to do, but guess what? It is capable, because I have learned how to do it. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, it is some pretty thick experiences for you to actually start thinking for yourself, because a lot of times people have been conditioned into this way of living and the way that they have to be, right? And if you're feeling me on that one, drop a one below. Just kind of let me know that, hey, you're getting this. We've been conditioned this way, whether, like I said, it's from society or your family or your friends. Now, I know a lot of times, a lot of people now, they're like, oh, I'm scared to attach myself to people. We live in this crazy generation where, you just don't know who to trust. So all those things are molding you, but are they holding you back? That's another deep question right there that you want to ask yourself. So if you feel like you got some things in your life that are holding you back, definitely drop a 2 below in the comments. And hey, let us know what actually is holding you back. I'm going to tell you right now, as being an entrepreneur, there's a lot of things in my life that have held me back. And guess what? They stopped me from getting what? Paid. And the reason why I'm focusing on that is because when you are in business, it's all mental. There has been plenty of times, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I know some people's gonna watch this video and say, I wish I had her courage. I wish I could stand up here and do this. And guess what? I used to be like that. I used to sit there and, scroll through YouTube, scroll through my Facebook newsfeed and feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I had that energy just to get up there and go live or record myself and actually put this content out here so I could help someone else. Guess what? There's nothing different from me than you. You do have that courage, but guess what? It's all in here. There's been things that happen to you in your life that constantly keep stunting your growth and keep you from getting paid. And guess what? That's what we all want to do right now. We're all out here in this crazy society that's going on around us, between Rona and, all the stimulus and being stimulated and, yeah, all this political talk of everything. And, Black lives do matter. There's a lot of things that are going on around us that is shaping us into this new being of ourselves. But it's also clearly defining what our new truth is going to be. Now, that's really point number 3 right there. What is your truth? What does it look like? What does it feel like? If you actually are going to sit down and take the time to answer that question, definitely drop a 3 below, because I would like to know, what does your truth feel like in business or in your lifestyle, your organization, or just in your group of friends or your family? And what I mean by defining your truth is, one, is independently thinking about things. It's getting through those thick conversations that are layered and just saying, hey, I'm going to have these talks with myself because I need to know where I'm going, but also where I came from. But even when dealing with where you came from, I don't want you to stay there, because that is not where you're going. You're not going backwards. We're going forward. So that's something else. Like I said, I want to just kind of challenge your way of thinking on this video. I want you to make sure that you are staying aligned with your divine purpose. And the only way you're going to get there to really focus on your divine purpose is if you start dealing with you first, accepting who you are. Don't worry about the acceptance of other people, because that is always going to hold you back. If you're doing things for validation, if you're doing them because you're like, oh, I just want the subscribers, or, I'm doing this just for the money, that's the wrong thing. What is it? John Lennon said it best. We want to be happy. What makes you happy? Drop a 4 below. Let me know what makes you happy. And once you figure out those things right there, you will be able to sort through all the rest of it. You won't be defined by the trauma that was holding you back. You won't be defined by those opinions of those naysayers. You'll stop letting, the clients that told you no hold you back from being who you are. One thing I can tell you, I'm actually an MLM as well, and I do have my own business, and we have a lot of stuff going on, and I'll start sharing a little more on the channel. But I can tell you this much: MLM is a company is an industry that will definitely give you some pretty thick skin. It will cause you to independently think about yourself, and it will also, if you do it right, you will get paid. I am actually with an amazing company, TLC. I've been with a few other companies before, but this company right here, I really love it. I love everything about it, and I'm going to talk about that later. But I want to tell you that industry taught me to stand on my own 2 feet. If nothing else taught me to stand on my own 2 feet, that industry did. Because regardless of your upline, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'm not making sales because I don't have this type of leader, or it's like the blame game. This industry, I've never seen more adults whine about things and keep passing off the buck or the responsibility to someone else until I got in this industry. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it at work and some organizations that I'm in. But MLM, it definitely showed me how people like to pass that on. Well, I'm telling you right now, and drop a 5 below for this one, I am challenging you to start independently thinking about your truth and what makes you happy and what is your divine purpose. So again, y'all, like I said, I know I said a mouthful here, so if you have to go back and rewatch this again and take some notes, definitely do. And please comment below and let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you have some questions or you need some tips, or you're just kind of hitting a roadblock and you're like, hey, I need to work through it. So definitely hit your girl up. Again, this is Honey, the fairy godmother of structure, and also your sarcastic business boss. So again, comment, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, because I know you want to know when I'm up here again. All right, I'm out.